All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Today is day 8. Hello, everybody. Day 8 of the Fruit of the Spirit Challenge. It is the second and last day. Today is Saturday, December the 30th. I believe it is. It's been a wild year. I don't even know what day it is, but I believe it's Saturday, December 30th, because tomorrow is the last day. We're going to be talking about self control tomorrow. But today we have sometimes I got to make sure my mic is on. But today we're going to be talking about the fruit of the Spirit. It's been 9-day challenge to come on here and talk about how to grow our fruit of the Spirit in the areas of the 9 fruits of the Spirit. Today, again, is gentleness. I'm going to jump right in. And we're going to, again, talk about gentleness because it is so important that we really are gentle. There used to be a thing back in the day, people used to call men gentlemen, and I think they still use that word today, but it used to be a thing that gentleman was the word that would describe a man that was very gentle. You could even I remember a saying where somebody would say, walk softly and carry a big stick, you know and I think that just meant so that you didn't have to be so forceful, but you could, through your actions, show that what you did was very profound. And I think that to me symbolizes a gentleman. You know, back when I first started teaching, I had this thing. I was trying to get this group called Gentlementality together, and what I had was gentlemen, and then tall, actually tality. Excuse me. I described it as TALL, and the whole statement was this. I told our young people, I want you to say this after me. I am a gentleman. I am a gentleman. I stand tall. I have it together. And if they ask me why, I'm going to go back to it. It says, I am a gentleman. And so it was really neat to be able to see that we were able to say, gentlemen, I stand tall. I have it together. If they ask me why, I'm going to go right back to saying what I just said. And that to me is a great just kind of thing about being gentle, right? But I have this picture here that represents a plant, and is we really want to be able, especially when you have a seed that grows, you got to be careful with it. You have to be gentle with it, and there's so many things that you have to do to kind of cultivate it until it grows up to be a great plant or whatever that you have planted. And we really need more people that are gentle in this day and age. I've said it almost every day now. We have people that are upset, that are angry, that are mad at the world, they're mad at whatever. But you know what? We're gonna need also some people that are going to be gentle in this life, that are going to show that, hey, you know what? I don't have it all together, but you know what I do have? I know how to have a gentle heart. I know how to have a gentle spirit, and I can not react the way that you just did. Like I was just talking to my wife about how we can respond. Like we don't have to respond the way other people do, because truly, if someone makes you feel a certain way, do you have control over yourself or do they have control over you? And people can say here or there, well, they shouldn't be, but you have control over you, and you should be able to. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We're going to talk about self control tomorrow. But again, today we're talking about gentleness. But really, gentleness really goes back to what? Literally being just the quality of being kind, tender, and mild mannered, you know? And you have people that are out here that are what we call narcissistic. It's all about themselves. That's all they do, is it's really all about them. And they really don't, they're not into the gentle crowd, right? And so if you know somebody like that, or maybe that's something that you want God to increase for the gentleness, then I would say, you know what, this was day 8, January 8th. You could focus on this scripture. I would say focus on Matthew 11 and 29, because there it says, take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you shall find rest for your souls. That's the words of Jesus. And I love that because he tells us, listen, you know what? You don't even have to take what you have, but you can take on what I have, because I am gentle and humble in heart. And that's what we all need to be. I mean, regardless if somebody's made you mad, we should ask them to, we should seek out to forgive them for things that they have done. But really, we have to be gentle. I mean, at the end of the day, you all, even if somebody has yelled at you, cussed at you, I'm not saying that you can't be mad and angry, but at the end of the day, being gentle is a fruit of the spirit. And that is something that I think we all need, to be gentle, more gentle, gentle in situations. It kind of goes hand in hand with kindness, right? So you could be kind, but really to just be gentle and not be like, be forceful. Because you know how some people like, they'll do something for you, but it's just so forced. It's just so it's like so forceful, right? And it's got to be gentle, man. I don't know if you ever played a video game and you start, doing it so hard, but you don't have to do it so hard. You can just, man, you just play real soft. Or I even, there was a guy when I was at the high school. I work in education. So when I was at the high school, there was a custodian, and man, I tell you what, he knew how to throw this red clay that they would throw out on the floor, and it would help to pick up some of the deposits that were on the floor, and he would throw that stuff out there. But I mean, it was like he literally threw it gentle, right? I mean, he just threw it out there, and when he threw it out there, it would spread evenly on the floor. I'm like, how did you do that? And it literally, I know it took years and years to be able to perfect that throw, but it was just so neat to see him throw that red stuff out there, and it would just go out there evenly on the floor, and then he would go pick up the deposits on the floor. Some people would just throw stuff out there and it wouldn't get done. And again, sometimes we're too heavy-handed on things that we do, and we really need to take a gentle approach, right? Now, some people say, oh, there's a thing called gentle parenting. I think that's going around, and folks don't think that that's good enough because, you need to like really like let somebody have it. Listen, that's another thing. I've been in education almost 20 years now, and I've heard just about everything. And people like, some of these kids that live in certain places, they don't respond to, you being nice to them or being gentle. You got to get on their level, and you got to yell and scream at them. You know what? No, you don't. No, you don't. Because really, at the end of the day, that's all they hear. So you think that they're responding to your yelling or your screaming, but really they're just doing exactly what they've been conditioned to do. But what about when somebody comes around and is gentle to them? Now they might buck up against it after a little bit, but you know what? Being gentle actually is going to give them a little bit more of I would say, of freedom, because then I'm like, well, you can handle me without yelling at me? What? That's different. Now, I'm not saying to lay down the accountability or the expectation, but we don't always have to be so like forceful all the time in order to get our point across. Like people say that, but you really don't. But anyway, I didn't divert it from that, but I really just wanted to say, take the yoke of the Lord, learn of him, because again, he is gentle and he is humble in heart. And at the end of the day, if you are humble, at the end of the day, you are going to be a lot more successful, because people are going to see that, and they're going to know, what your intentions really are valid. They really are towards whatever that you're trying to put your heart towards. And that's what we need to be. We just need to be more gentle so that that can really happen. Listen, it's all about being a gentleman. If you are a man, be a gentleman. I love that word. I don't think that word is going out. It's not losing its flavor. I like to be a gentleman. I like to talk to my young men, my young boys, about being a gentleman, because being a gentleman is really what it's all about. Because I don't have to, exert my authority over somebody all the time. There are times when you need to do that, but it's not every time, you all. So we want to have gentleness. We want to be gentle, and be able to show that we have the fruit of the Spirit in 2024, so that God can really show the Spirit that He wants to put all inside of everyone for all the world to see. Don't forget, you all get your book, Cultivating the Fruit of Your Growing in the Spirit, where you can cultivate the Spirit and to be able to gentleness, write it down. You better write it down. You better write down what God has done for you. And at the end of the year, I would love to hear these testimonies about the gentleness that you have been feeling, the gentleness you have experienced, and to be able to grow each and every day in God's word as you grow in 2024. Listen, you all, thank you for being here. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to try to do this early in the morning. I'm going to have a right before we go to service. But tomorrow is all about self-control. And I know the reason why God put that last, because that is probably one of the most difficult fruits to accomplish. And so we're going to talk about self-control tomorrow and how to maybe have that and increase that in 2024. Thank you. Remember to keep it real. You have to stay relevant, show empathy, be active, and finally live to learn. See you all tomorrow.